Sumesh, digital transformation in Asia Pacific airports is redefining passenger experience and operational efficiency. For you personally, what has been the most exciting breakthrough in digital advancement in this industry?
So we've been talking about the digital transformation for many years, and we've been working with a number of airlines, airports, governments, a lot of customers, not in the region but also globally. I would say for me, the most exciting thing is that now moving from the pilot projects and pilot implementation, we see this in real life. So they are being implemented, and we can see the real benefits to the industry.
Right. And on that note, during the SITA Aviation Tech Summit in Bangkok just in July, it was very evident, as you said, these technologies are no longer future plans, but are actually happening in baggage technology, AI, in biometrics. On a LinkedIn post, you reflected that at the end, it's still all about the people. I would love to know more about this.
So I would say technology is a means,
Mm.
it's not the end, right? So at the end of the day, it's still people. It's passengers, it's staff, it's regulator, and they should be, confident that they should find this technology and technological advancement helpful, and then only it can work, right? So
Mm.
technology is, yes, of course, the means. So if they can make their life easier, if they can be able to use the staff are, able to do their job better, that's what the technology really means. Hence, I said that at the end of the day, technology is basically a means. But at the end of the day, if the people are able to see the benefits, that's where the technology is of your use.
So CETA's 2025 baggage IT insights showed that there's been an 8.7% reduction in baggage mishandling despite an 8.2 rise in passenger air traffic. And that long-term baggage mishandling rate has dropped 67% since 2007. Can you tell us what today's passengers can expect for their baggage experience?
So say, in our new baggage IT insight, it clearly shows that the baggage loss are at the lowest. So that's a really good news. But still, we see that it's almost about 6.3 per thousand bag loss today. And it costs the industry almost about $5 billion. So it's still a bit of a concern. And today's passenger, what they expect is to have a visibility of their bag journey.
Mhm.
So right from the start till it arrives. And in an event, if the bag is lost, how can they know where it is and how fast they're going to get it? So we have few technology which we have deployed, and maybe I can share two quick examples. For example, during COVID, number of passengers started using Apple AirTag.
Yeah.
And as a passenger, you would know where your bag is, but what can you do with it? You just get frustrated that I know where the bag is, but I can't still get it. So what we did is in our recent partnership with Apple, now as a passenger, you can share your bag data with the ground handler or with the airline. So then it helps both the agent and the passenger to retrieve their bag faster. The other one which we recently did was also working with Lufthansa. So it helps to auto reflight. So rather than you as a passenger trying to find out where the bag is, if your bag has missed the connecting flight or if it's lost, the system automatically reflights, and you are notified as a passenger to say, yes, sorry, we have missed your bag, but it's on so and so flight and it
Mm.
will arrive to you at this destination.
Yeah.
And the last part on the baggage, I would say, is having a visibility complete end to end in terms of your bag journey, and also going beyond. So, for example, if you're taking a cruise, if you're taking a train as part of your overall journey, how can you have your baggage taken care of at every touch points and not just where you are? So you collect your bag and then you check in, but how can it, if you can have a complete end to end baggage, that can help. So we are working on that intermodal also with our partners to make sure that's a real incoming future.
Well, it's nice to get updates as a passenger. That's very reassuring to know
Absolutely.
what point in the journey your luggage is, and even if it's lost, at least you know where it is.
Yeah, you won't be happy, but at least you know that
Yes.
you won't wait for 30 minutes waiting for your bag and then going and making a complaint. You will be notified, and then at least you know that it's missed, and when you get it back.
Okay, that's good to know. Now, as air traffic in the Asia Pacific region is projected to grow 5.1% annually and double by 2043, Can you tell us about some mega trends that you expect to impact the industry in the next 2 to 3 years? And at the same time, what systems or processes do you think will eventually be replaced or retired?
I would say the first thing which everyone talks about today is AI. It's everywhere. It's changing the way we serve the passenger. It's changing the way we can make faster decisions, better informed decisions. So certainly, AI is in almost every technology what we do. I think one other important aspect or one other important area I would say is digital travel credentials. So this is called DTC, which eventually is looking at passportless travel. So how can you have a digital travel credential, which can basically replace the passport? And who knows that maybe in 10 years you don't need a physical passport. It's basically just a backup, and you all your details are in your phone, and you have the data in terms of where you want to share your details, and just not the passport, but even all the other documentation. For example, it could be your visa, it could be all the other documentation, but it's your digital identity. So that's the other one which we are looking at. And the legacy systems. So clearly, we see that the siloed and the legacy systems are being moved to more cloud native system, and that is where it will help for many stakeholders to interact and work together.
Right. I can actually see that happening because now in many countries, passports are no longer stamped.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then in future you won't even need a
Deep
passport. So your identity will be your digital identity, which
I
is
feel a little sad about
biometric.
that. Yeah. And okay, Sumesh, speaking of AI's role in the advancement of operational passenger experience, it's undeniable. But you've been in the industry for decades. Can you tell us, are there still any human skills that will never be replaced by AI, no matter how advanced the technology is?
So the way I see it, AI is certainly helping the industry a lot. It can help and augment the information you have. It can help you to process things faster at scale. But clearly, the empathy, the leadership will never be replaced by AI. You would still need people to work on it. So, for example, managing crisis management, managing certain needs in terms of serving the passenger, customer service, those would certainly be required. So for me, the way I see it is, the best outcome would be for AI and human to work together as one team, and that can be, I would say, the best combination to serve the passenger better.
Right. Wonderful. Now, let's talk biometrics. There's another industry out there making its own advancements, talking about facial surgical enhancements, which has really surged over the past 2 decades. So, separately, that industry has its own breakthroughs like 3D reconstructions that can change facial geometry and skin patterns. Are there any foolproof biometric safeguards to really validate a person's identity?
So, Sid, when we talk about biometrics in the aviation industry, it's not just looking at, the face equals your identity. When we talk about biometrics for aviation industry, it also relies a lot in terms of your valid documentation. So do you have a valid visa? Your other identity in terms of your watch list, in terms of looking at the government database. So there are multi-level authentication which are done or generated when we talk about biometrics. So even when you look at the airports and borders where they have deployed biometrics, are not just looking at the face. So that makes sure that the system is more reliable and not just relies on the face
The
equals your identity.
physical, yeah,
Absolutely.
appearance. Okay, great. And, Sumesh, congratulations on your recent, mm, contract with Air India on sustainability. What can we expect, from SITA this year and beyond?
So sustainability is certainly key, and as people are talking about the SAF. Yeah, that
Mm.
for us, sustainability is even beyond that. So at every step, what can we do differently? For example, we've been working today with not Air India, and we are proud that here we work with Singapore Airlines and likewise with 50 other airlines, basically helping them with our various different solutions. One being OptiClimb, and just to share very briefly what the solution does is, like all of us, every human is different. every aircraft is different. So it's not like every 350 is the same or every 737 is the same. Every aircraft is different. So it looks at every aircraft data and gives a recommendation that during the climb, what should be the speed and the angle it should take. And it helps not just reducing carbon emission, but also saves fuel. And then we have other solutions like HEVAs, and those are helping the industry to serve the passenger better, so much smoother flight, but also at the same time save on fuel and the carbon emission. And the other area which we look at is also at the airports. So how can we have systems which can help to look at the carbon footprint of everyone at the airport, not just the aircraft and the passenger, but also looking at all the tenants, the restaurants, shops, what are the carbon footprint, and then provide recommendation at what can be done to reduce the carbon footprint. So certainly sustainability is key.